What is up everyone, it's your boy Amparo back for another video. Today we are doing the finale of my real estate license journey. In the last video we finished off with me doing the course exam and passing it. What was left was for me to do the state exam and pass that. I didn't record me prepping for it because I just thought it was going to be boring. It was me staring at a computer, doing practice tests, doing revisions, figuring out what I had to touch up on, and that took probably a couple weeks. October 9th, 2023. That was my birthday. The day after, I went to take the test, and oh my gosh, what an eventful day. Man, I remember I got up so early that day, probably like 5, 6 a.m. because I scheduled the exam for like the first slot of the day, like right in the morning, probably 8 or 9. And oh my gosh. It was a bit nerve-wracking because the only test center nearby was in another city, and I had to drive in the dark on roads that I've never been on, good probably an hour to get there, and I was new to driving at that point, so it's like I know I can drive, but like I'm really testing myself right now. I remember I got to the test center a little bit early, so I looked at my notes again, I studied, I reviewed, and then it was time. It's time to take the test. I went to the center, signed up, filled out all the forms I had to fill out, and they've got like a computer lab basically of people taking different tests that they need licenses for. The test I was taking, the real estate exam, it has 100 questions. You gotta get a 75% or higher to pass, and you're given a good amount of time, like a couple hours worth of time. I unfortunately failed my first time, but I was really close, and I'm so proud of myself for that first attempt. I was off by like 3 questions, so man, like right there. So then 3 days later, I went back, I retook the test, and I passed it. That second time I went with my mom, and that was amazing because I had the support from her, I had her encouragement, and since she was driving that time, I was able to study more, I was able to review more. It was a really special moment, like walking back into the car and being like, Mom, I passed, I did it. Oh man. I joined the real estate brokerage, and at first it was really good. I loved working in an environment where everybody was ambitious and they were go-getters. I was motivated to learn and get outside my comfort zone, which I did. But over time, the job that I dreamed about so much started to become a nightmare. I would cold call people for hours each day. I would ask if they wanted to buy property or sell their property. It was the most emotionally draining job I've ever done in my life. And I did that for 2 months. I had no sense of fulfillment because I felt like no progress was being made. And that's where I learned something. If you're not passionate about it, it's going to be very hard for you to stick to it. So I didn't have the drive and motivation necessary to make it through those rough patches. It's not sustainable to do something that doesn't match your persona. The book Atomic Habits touches on that. If you don't have the mindset of the role that you're trying to embody, you're just gonna burn yourself out. It's hard pretending to be something that you're not in life, and it's not gonna bring you any happiness or fulfillment. And this whole journey is what inspired Bridge Motivation Sessions number 2.
You gotta know what's for you and what's not for you, and what's not for you, let it go.
You have to know that there's no shame in giving up, especially when what you were doing was not going to satisfy you. I don't regret my time in real estate. There are situations in life that you have to go through something to learn a lesson, and this was one of them. I would rather learn this now when I'm 19 than when I'm 50 and I spiral into a whole midlife crisis, so yeah. Anyways y'all, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and want to see more videos like this, hit the like button and the subscribe button. And yeah, remember, be true and be you, be the best version of yourself, version 2.0. And that's a wrap. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.